Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. So, as you can see, first things first, thank you, God, the man upstairs, for giving me this opportunity. Thank y'all for your support. I hope y'all are having a great start to your week, a Monday today. Man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody looking to join the Rich Gang family RGF, be sure to turn on post notifications as well as hitting that like button, y'all. Now, I got the best center build coming at y'all today. 100 plus badges, going to be called the two-way 3-level scorer, and this build is going to be able to dominate on all ends of the floor. Now, be sure to go ahead and first make sure you're using the rebirth if you got it unlocked. Of course, that's a no-brainer. When it comes down to the position, of course, as well, we're going to be going with the center position. Now, when it comes down to the jersey number, be sure to put number 1 because this is definitely the number 1 center build that you're going to be seeing all year. I'm telling you, very overpowered and toxic build. Now, let's go ahead and get into the height, weight, and wingspan. I'm going to go ahead and first start it off with 7'1". As for the weight, I'm going to go 290, and then when it comes down to the wingspan, if you want to max it out, you definitely can, but I'm not going to do that for shooting purposes. I'm going to go with a 7'8 wingspan. Body shape, I'm going to go with burly or build, but I feel like burly is looking like the way for me. And now, let's go ahead and get into the actual breakdown of when we get into the stats, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and first start it out with the close shot. I'm going to go ahead and put this to a 93. When it comes down to the driving layup, I'm going to go with the 40. As for the driving dunk, I'm going to go with the 60. And now, as for the standing dunk, instead of maxing this out, I'm going to go with the 90 here as well. And then as for the post control, here is where things are going to get very nice as well. I'm going to go with an 85 just to be balanced. And as you can see, we get 23 finishing badges. You get a good amount of Hall of Fame badges when it comes down to this category as well. If you want to change anything up, go ahead and do so. It really comes down to your playstyle and personal preference, but this is going to be exactly what we want out of this build. Let's go ahead and move on to the shooting now. I'm going to go with a mid-range shot of 83. Then, as for the three-pointer, I'm going to max this out at 77 to be able to take this build into any game mode. I'm going to go ahead and put this free throw to a 79, and again, another 23 badges. Good amount of badges when it comes down to the tiers as well. You're really going to be able to do everything, especially with having Hall of Fame sniper on. Now, the other badges, you're really going to be able to spread the wealth, which is really going to help you out with boosting your shooting percentages. Let's go ahead and move on to the playmaking. The only thing I'm going to touch here is going to be the pass accuracy. I'm going to go with a 74. We're going to get silver bullet passer, and we're going to end up with pretty much everything that we're going to want out of this build, especially with the 10 badges that we do get. Now, if you want to change anything, I don't recommend it for the playmaking. This is going to be a perfect setup. And remember, you're also going to be able to get a +8 badges from 4 going to be from college, and then another 4 from each season you have completed if you've completed up to season 4. Now, when it comes down to the defensive end, I'm maxing out that interior defense, steal, put that block to a 97. As for the offensive rebound, I'm going to go with the 90, and when it comes down to the defensive rebound, I'm going to go with a 99. And right here, we're going to get 37 defensive badges. So imagine if you add the extra badges to this category, you have the potential to actually get 45 defensive badges on this build. Really crazy to consider and think about, but honestly, especially with the Hall of Fame badges that we do get, very toxic build on the defensive end. Now, when it comes down to the physicals, I'm going to go with the speed of 46, acceleration 31, go ahead and put that strength to a 90, 60 vertical, and then as for the stamina, to maintain everything and keep it solid, I'm going to go with a 90. And this is pretty much what the build is going to be looking like. As you can see, we're going to go ahead and take one more look at the badges, but you get a good amount of wealth in each and every one of these areas, from the finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defensive rebounding. So it really comes down to your own preference. If you want to change this build up, the only thing that I would say would be the playmaking, but just be sure that you still maintain the +8 badges, remember, and you want to be able to get over 100 badges as well. And on this build, it's going to be around 101 total badges. Let's go ahead and look at the takeovers now. As you can see, we get first the rim protecting, glass cleaning, and finally the post scoring. For me, I would definitely have to say Post shot daggers is going to be the first takeover that I really recommend on this build. Then from here, you can go with any one based off of your preference. See the future takeover is good, but if you want to go with paint intimidation or even stuff blocks, that's going to be really solid as well. I'm going to go with see the future takeover, and as y'all can see, we have made the two-way 3-level scorer. Going to be able to do everything on all ends of the floor, and this is definitely one of the best, if not the best, 1v1 build you're going to be seeing all year. If you go ahead and try out the market, the 1v1 side, when it comes down to next gen, this build is definitely going to be one of the ones that will take over that game mode if you go ahead and start to see it in there. I'm telling y'all, it's because of me. But now let's go ahead and move on. As you can see, with the post scoring takeover, you're going to be able to get a plus 10 to each area of this build depending on which takeover you picked. So we did happen to pick the finishing, which is going to be the post scoring. So if you buy boost with this build and run with a teammate that's going to have floor general and defensive leader on Hall of Fame, that's going to be a total of plus 8 and then plus 10 from the takeover. So essentially in takeover, you're going to be able to get a 99 close shot, 99 standing dunk, as well as a 99 post control, and the driving dunk is going to be somewhere around a 78. As for the shooting, mid-range shot will be a 91, three-pointer going to be an 85, and when it comes down to the free throw, this is going to be in the high 80s. As for the pass accuracy, this is going to go up to the 80s as well. But in takeover for the defensive end, you're going to be able to still maintain a 99 interior defense. Steal is going to go up to somewhere around the 80s. Block will be 99. Same thing for the offensive and defensive rebound. Both of these are going to be 99. And remember, I feel like the physicals do take a hit when it comes down to activating that takeover. So I would even say you're going to be faster with this build, as well as much stronger with the takeovers that we just picked. Let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of these badges now. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and start it off with Hall of Fame, Back Down Punisher, as well as Bronze Limitless Takeoff. From there, I'm going with Gold Posterizer, Gold Hook Specialist, and then for the next 7, it really comes down to what you want to do. If you want to go with one Hall of Fame badge, you definitely can do that, or even go with first Hall of Fame Fast Twitch, and then you got 2 more left over for Rise Up. And if you want to change this up, you can go from Rise Up to Unstrippable. Both of these setups are going to be solid. If you want to go with one bronze badge for each of these badges, you definitely can do that as well. Let's go ahead and move on to the shooting now. As you can see, another 23 badges. So right there, that's already 46 in total. Go ahead and add in the next 10. That's going to be another 56, and then the 37 that we're going to be able to get from the defensive end, as well as a plus 8, making it 101 badges in total, y'all. I'm telling you, with this build in the right hands, this build will definitely take over that 1v1 court when it comes down to next gen. Let's go ahead and move on to the playmaking side of things. I'm going to go with Silver Bullet Passer, of course, Bronze Needle Threader, and then from here, you have a couple different options that you can go with. So if you want to go ahead and add in Break Starter on gold, that is definitely one good setup that I would go with, and then you could spread the wealth with Post Playmaker as well as Special Delivery. Putting one bronze badge on each of these areas really is going to help you out. Now let's go ahead and move on to the 37 badges that we're going to be able to get when it comes down to the defensive end. Remember, you can definitely get 45 badges with this build when it comes down to the defensive end if you get the +4 from college, which is going to be in the rebirth, and then also remember another +4 from each season that you do complete. So 45 defensive badges would be really toxic on this build. Let's go ahead and move on. So as you can see, when it comes down to the Hall of Fame badges that I like on this build, gonna be first Intimidator, Chase Down Artist. You cannot forget about Rebound Chaser, and then also Rim Protector. Personally, I like to run Pogo Stick. Very helpful badge, especially if you like to spam triangle, but honestly, it makes the movement on defense just so much faster when it comes to the inside. Also, if you want to and you're running 3s or even 2s, I would go with Silver Interceptor and possibly even Defensive Leader in Hall of Fame. If not, from there, I would go with Hall of Fame Box as well as Silver Worm. But even if you feel like changing something up, you can also go with Gold Worm or even Silver, then pair it up with Steel, Gold Box. It just comes down to which game mode you're going to be playing, as well as the preference that you want to run with. There's a lot of different setups that you can go with this build, especially when you consider you're going to be getting more badges on this end of the floor. Really, it just comes down to how you see it fit, but this is pretty much a setup that we're going to be going with. We're going to be able to maintain 37 defensive badges, but 45 if you add the extras here, then 10 playmaking. When it comes down to the shooting, we get 23, and then finally when it comes down to the finishing, another another 23 being a total of 101 with the +8. Man, thank you, God, for just giving me this opportunity. God has been so good to me, and I'm sure He has been to y'all. I hope you have a great start to this week. Let's go ahead and finish it out strong as well as start it out. Man, I really love y'all. I thank y'all for the support. Again, thank you to the man upstairs. I got bangers dropping every single day. So, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody looking to join the Rich Gang family, go ahead and turn on post notifications as well as hit that like button. I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and dropped a comment. Y'all know what I got y'all with a response. And, man, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Thank God and Rich out.